Most people think Sigma males are the ones who do the pulling away. They're private, distant, and often walk their own path. But here's what people don't talk about. Sometimes others are the ones who quietly back off. Friends, partners, co-workers, even people who once respected or admired the Sigma male suddenly start drifting. And the reasons aren't always obvious. Sigma males are built differently. They don't chase attention, they don't rely on group validation, and they aren't shaped by social pressure. That makes them appealing, especially in a world full of noise. But the very things that make a Sigma male powerful can also push people away, not on purpose, but as a side effect of how they operate. It's not about being mean or doing something wrong. It's about mismatched energy, misunderstood habits, and how the Sigma male's natural behavior makes others feel confused or unimportant. You might not notice it right away, but slowly, people stop texting back. They stop inviting you. They stop opening up, and before you know it, the distance is real. In this video, we'll break down 6 reasons why people pull away from the Sigma male. These aren't surface-level issues. They're deeper, more subtle reasons that show up in everyday interactions, and they might surprise you. If you've ever wondered why someone suddenly went cold, or why people sometimes don't stick around, this is for you. Let's get into the first one. Reason number 1. Lack of emotional expression or openness. Sigma males don't wear their hearts on their sleeves. They think before they speak, and they guard their emotions like something sacred. That kind of control can be powerful. It keeps them focused, calm and steady when others break down. But it also creates a wall. And for many people, that wall is the beginning of distance. When someone doesn't express how they feel, others start guessing. They wonder where they stand. They question whether the connection is real. They might even feel unimportant, not because the Sigma male doesn't care, but because he doesn't show it in ways most people recognize. This lack of openness isn't coldness. It's protection. Sigma males are private by nature. They don't feel the need to share their thoughts unless there's a reason. They're not emotionally flat. They're just selective with what they let out. But if the people around them can't see what's happening underneath, they start to feel disconnected. In relationships, this is one of the biggest reasons people walk away. When someone never says how they feel or only gives short answers to emotional questions, their partner might assume they don't care. Friends may stop opening up because they feel like they're talking to a wall. And co-workers might avoid deeper conversations altogether. The frustrating part is that the Sigma male does care. He just doesn't show it the typical way. He might be loyal, thoughtful, and consistent. But without emotional signals, a kind word, a vulnerable moment, even a simple "I appreciate you," people stop feeling safe around him. This isn't about becoming overly emotional or fake. It's about meeting people halfway. You don't need to share everything, but offering small pieces of your emotional world can build connection. A little openness goes a long way in helping others stay close. Reason number 2. Unpredictability or inconsistency in communication. Sigma males don't live by anyone else's schedule. They come and go on their own terms. They might text one day, then go silent for a week. They might engage deeply in a conversation, then vanish for a while. To them, this isn't rude. It's just how they manage their time and energy. But to others, it can feel confusing. People start to wonder what changed. Did they do something wrong? Are they being ignored? That lack of consistency creates anxiety, especially for people who value stable, regular contact. Sigma males often assume people understand their silence. They think, if I'm not talking, it just means I'm busy or focused. But not everyone sees it that way. Some interpret silence as rejection. Others see it as emotional distance. And once that feeling starts to build, people begin to pull back. Even friends who admire the Sigma male's independence can get tired of the inconsistency. They want to know when to reach out. They want to feel like they matter enough to be acknowledged. When they don't get that, they stop trying. The thing is, Sigma males aren't trying to ignore anyone. They just don't prioritize constant interaction. They'd rather have one meaningful conversation than 10 casual ones. They don't check their phones all day. They don't need daily updates. But that difference in communication style can slowly wear down connections if it's not understood. One way to fix this without changing your nature is to be clear about your rhythm. If you're not someone who texts every day, say that up front. Let people know what to expect. A simple message like, "Hey, I go quiet sometimes when I'm focused. It's nothing personal," can prevent a lot of confusion. People don't need constant attention, but they do need consistency, or at least clarity. The Sigma male can still protect his time without making others feel like they've been left behind. Reason number 3, perceived coldness or aloofness. There's a difference between being private and being distant, but to most people, they look the same. Sigma males often come across as cold or emotionally unavailable, even when they're just being focused or neutral. This misreading can cause people to pull away quickly. It usually starts small. A Sigma male doesn't laugh at every joke. He doesn't jump into every conversation. He may avoid small talk, skip group outings, or stand quietly in a room full of people. To him, that's normal. He's observing. He's present. But to others, it feels like disinterest. People begin to assume he doesn't care, that he's bored, too serious, or just hard to connect with. Some may take it personally, thinking, he's never warm with me, maybe he doesn't like me. And even if that's not true, the feeling is strong enough that they slowly create distance. This also happens in romantic relationships. If the Sigma male rarely shows affection, avoids typical romantic gestures, or keeps his emotional world hidden, his partner may feel like they're with someone who's not fully there. And even if the relationship is steady, the lack of visible warmth creates tension. The hard truth is this: most people need signals to feel safe. They don't need constant attention, but they need to feel welcomed. A Sigma male's stillness, silence, or serious tone can sometimes do the opposite. It can make others second-guess themselves or feel uninvited. This doesn't mean Sigma males need to fake enthusiasm or change their personality. But a small shift helps. A well-timed smile. A simple, "Good to see you." A short message that says, "I'm around, just in my own zone." These aren't emotional performances. They're signals that say, "I'm not cold, I'm just calm." Being cool and controlled is a strength. But if people always walk away feeling cold around you, they won't stay long, no matter how interesting or grounded you are underneath. Reason number 4. Difficulty in forming deep connections. Sigma males can handle themselves. They don't need emotional handouts or constant affirmation. That self-sufficiency is powerful, but it also creates a barrier when it comes to forming deep, lasting bonds. People want connection. Not just surface-level chats or shared interests, but emotional closeness. They want to know what's under the surface, what you care about, what makes you human. But when someone is always composed, always in control, always thinking instead of feeling, it becomes hard to break through. Many Sigma males build walls early. Whether it's from past experiences or just natural wiring, They protect themselves by keeping others at a distance. They might engage in conversation, offer good insights, or even be fun to be around, but the emotional door never really opens. People sense it. They feel like something's missing, even if they can't explain what. Over time, that gap gets harder to ignore. A friend might feel like they can't get any closer. A romantic partner might feel like they're doing all the emotional work. Even family members might feel like they're always guessing what's going on inside. This leads people to slowly pull away. Not out of anger, but out of fatigue. They get tired of knocking on a door that never opens. Even if they respect you, they stop trying to connect. And once that happens, the relationship shifts into something shallow or ends entirely. The Sigma male's challenge is to find a safe way to open up, even just a little. Share something personal once in a while. Admit when something's bothering you. Let someone support you instead of always doing it alone. These small actions build trust and help people feel like they really know you. Deep connection doesn't mean being emotional all the time. It means being available when it counts. And for someone as independent as a Sigma, that's a habit worth learning. Reason number 5. Resistance to hierarchy or group dynamics. Sigma males don't play social games. They don't care about ranks, titles, or group approval. That makes them strong individuals, but it can also make them hard to work with in team environments, social groups, or traditional family systems. Most people operate within some kind of social order. There's usually a leader, a rhythm, or a group energy that everyone adjusts to. But Sigma males tend to resist all of that. They won't follow someone just because they're in charge. They won't join in just because everyone else is doing it. They'll observe, decide, and move on their own terms. This independence can be inspiring, but it also causes friction. In group settings, Sigma males might seem disconnected or uninterested. They may not join in small talk, avoid team bonding moments, or skip group decisions altogether. Over time, the group starts to feel like they're not part of the team, even if they're pulling their weight. This can show up in jobs, friend groups, or even tight family circles. People start feeling like the Sigma male is above it all or simply not invested. And while they may never say it, they slowly begin to leave the Sigma out, not as punishment, but because the connection feels one-sided. The truth is, Sigma males often want connection. They just don't want to fake it. They don't want to play roles to fit in. But when that resistance goes too far, it turns into isolation, not freedom. You don't have to become someone you're not. But showing small signs of cooperation, a simple check-in with the group, an occasional yes to a group invite, or offering your input when it matters, shows that you're part of something without losing yourself. Being different is your strength. But if people constantly feel like you're never really part of the team, they'll eventually stop inviting you to play. Reason number 6. Misinterpretation of boundaries as rejection. Sigma. Males are clear about their boundaries. They don't like being pushed, they value personal space, and they don't open the door to just anyone. But even though that's healthy, it can be easily misunderstood. To some people, those boundaries don't feel like structure. They feel like rejection. This happens more often than most Sigma males realize. You turn down an invite because you need time alone. You don't respond quickly because you're focused. You avoid small talk because it drains you. None of that is meant to hurt anyone. It's just how you operate. But others don't always see it that way. Instead of thinking, he needs space, they start thinking, he doesn't want me around. Instead of seeing quiet as calm, they see it as coldness. The lines you draw to protect your energy can feel like walls built to keep others out, even if that's not your goal. Over time, people begin to hesitate. They stop asking you to hang out. They stop opening up. They become more formal, more distant. They assume the connection isn't mutual, even when it is. And instead of talking about it, they slowly walk away. This can be frustrating for the Sigma male. You're just trying to stay balanced, not push people out. But the truth is, most people aren't used to clear, quiet boundaries. They've been trained to read into behavior, to guess meanings, to feel out the emotional temperature in a room. And when someone gives them very little to work with, they default to thinking the worst. This doesn't mean you should drop your boundaries. It means you can clarify them. You can say, I need time alone this weekend, but it's not about you. Or, I go quiet when I'm working, but I still value this connection. These short signals can change how others see your silence and keep them from drifting away. Boundaries don't have to mean distance. When explained with clarity and kindness, they can build even stronger trust. The goal isn't to become more available. It's to help others understand that your space isn't rejection. It's maintenance. People don't always leave because they stop caring. Sometimes they leave because they don't understand. And when it comes to Sigma males, that misunderstanding runs deep. The silence, the boundaries, the independence, it all sends signals that can be misread as distance, disinterest, or emotional disconnection. We've gone through 6 reasons why people pull away: lack of emotional expression, inconsistent communication, perceived coldness, struggles with deeper connection, resistance to social systems, and boundaries that look like rejection. None of these are signs of failure. They're just side effects of a different wiring. Sigma males live in a way that protects their time, energy, and identity. That's not a weakness, it's a strength. But every strength has a shadow. And when those traits are misunderstood, it creates space where connection can fade, even with people who genuinely want to stay. The solution isn't to change your personality. It's to become more aware of how others experience it. A small explanation. A simple text. A short moment of openness. These small things can keep the people you care about from drifting away without even knowing why. You can keep your peace without losing people. You can be independent without being invisible. And you can set boundaries without creating walls no one can climb. In the end, the people who are right for you will stay. But it helps when you meet them halfway, not by talking more or doing more, but by letting them know you're still there, even in silence. Thanks for watching.